For those with a low attention span or a short attention span, skip ahead 3 minutes, and that's when the fun begins. Otherwise, watch me tinker around here for a minute. Here we go. Well, I think I figured out what the problem was. The truck wouldn't start. It would turn over, and it turned over to the point to where I ran the battery down. So obviously we're hooked up to the gray truck, and that shouldn't be an issue. But this line right here, this one, is leaking the fuel. This is the, well, I believe this is the input side. I think so. I'm no mechanic, but I believe that is. Anyway, it's leaking there. I'm pumping it up and it's leaking out of there. So I'm assuming that's what's going on. So I think it's just busted right here. I'm going to take this loose, check the line. I've got enough slack to pull if I need to pull it up a little bit, and just reconnect it. And we'll try it again. But it reminds me of something that I saw on really a couple of different videos. Allow me to elaborate. Hey folks, I'm the Real World Prepper, RWP. Thank you for being here. I watched Steve Smith at Integrative Preparedness says the new video today. Yoga pants and trucks or something to that effect. And I watched Zombie Farmer's new video today. He called it The Crash. Now, in Zombie's video, one of the things he talked about is and I don't mean to just name drop for the sake of it, but they both got me to thinking about things, as they usually do, and some others that I watch. And you guys know who they are, and you guys know who you are that are watching other great content providers, guns, and etc. So, Zombies video was talking about, how being prepared in all the ways that you can, physical manifestations. Talked about older cars that don't require all the electronics to run. Obviously your food, water, medical, etc., all that good stuff. And so, of course, we got Old Blue here, and that is, Old Blue is a prep. I mean, it's also kind of just a toy, but it's more than that. It's a prep, and that was its intent. Although I dig driving around in this old truck, and you get comments and people looking and stuff. So, and she's not pretty. I mean, that's just what it is. It's functional. Well, when it's functional. So, but I can work on this. To be a non-mechanic, I can work on this to some degree. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to fix what I think's the problem and keep on trucking. Pun intended. And so, like I say, Zombies video made me think more about that. We plan here at the RWP household. We plan for all scenarios, including those that would include, no electricity, no stores to go to, etc. Do I have everything? Absolutely not. But what we have done is we have created a buffer zone. We have bought ourselves some time so that hopefully the continued community building efforts that I've been making, that some are paying off. It's a slow road, but they're going. Then, the idea is that you can't do it all, neither can the next person, right? Typically. I mean, sure, there's people with bottomless pockets that can, and whether or not they do, presumably anyway. But if you build a community enough to where, there's certain skills and items and things that you have or possess and that you can offer in trade for things that you don't have or skills that you don't possess, things of that nature, you work together with your community. And that's what I'm ever trying to build. And we're getting there. Like I say, slowly but surely we're getting there. So yes, I agree with Zombie in that, put your money into tangible preps that you can use, put your hands on, because I also, like he said in the video, I've heard this saying a million times, however it goes exactly, I'm not sure, but it's essentially, if you can't put it in your hand and hold it, you don't own it, and I've always been a firm believer of that. So now, speaking to Steve at Integrative Preparedness, his video, he talked about kind of the show that people put on with like people that get fancy new trucks and they never get it in the mud and they never put anything in the back of it because they don't want to scratch the bed, and then talked about what I like to call soccer moms, in their yoga pants, looking like they came from the gym when they probably haven't been at the gym. And more importantly, he went on to talk about the greatest generation and how people used to be more self-sufficient, more hardworking, more determined, less lazy. And just like with my preps, how I don't have everything, I am not in every way one of those people. I am not one of the greatest generation, obviously, just by my age, obviously. But I'm just not. It's just not who I am. I'm trying and striving every day to be better, to be more self-sufficient, to be more self-starting, all of these things. And I'm getting better every day, okay? But I'm still a far ways off from where I'd like to be. But it reminds me of like my dad, and I didn't know my granddads. I had I guess for lack of a better term, a step granddad who was a great guy, but he died when I was, still fairly young. I was in my early 20s, and he was the only, I guess, granddad that I had, and he worked hard as well. But my dad has worked hard all his life and has done for his family. Now, not in the ways, he didn't grow up on a farm or anything like that, but he taught me. Whether he realizes it or not, and Dad, if you're watching, whether you realize it or not, through your actions, you have, in your life, you have taught me to keep going. You know, you've taught me that we as fathers, we as men, we as heads of the household have duties, and we are responsible for a lot. And so we must endure and persevere and continue on, regardless of how painful it is, or how unfun it is, or how, you know, whatever hardship is there. So I'm bringing this to you guys today, hopefully, so you will think about these things. One, your preps, your tangible preps, things you can put your hands on and use, things that won't require electronics when and if everything goes down in such a way. Zombie also mentioned, you know, yeah, at some point, if you can't get your hands on fuel, then it's just a yard art. And I agree with that. But while you can stock and store, you do these things. You rotate your stock, you know, just like you would your food. You rotate fuel, and use it up, and, you know, keep as much as you can and stabilize and all that. And then, speaking to Steve Smith's video at Integrated Preparedness, then let's all try to be better men and women. I'm not trying to be uninclusive here, but I'm also not part of this woke nation, you know, to where you can't have gender involved in your description of things. So yes, let's be better men for the sake of mankind, for the sake of our communities, for the sake of who we are, what we're responsible for, who we're responsible for, the duties that we have. Let's be better in every way. And that is what I'm trying to do. I hope that you guys are trying to do the same thing. You can join me on Patreon if you have not already. My link is in the About section, as is a PO address and an email address if you want to contact me. For everybody that's already there, for everybody that's joined me here, I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe this video. Every little bit helps. It helps to send this message out. And yes, I am monetized, so, you know, it sends a few shekels my way every once in a while. It ain't a lot, but every little bit helps, and I appreciate it. So with that, I'm RWP, and see you next time. Happy weekend.
A few moments later.
In case you can't tell, got her fixed. Thanks again, everybody.